Take the bus to your side of town, would that be alright? You tell me that the couch is free and it's all made up for me. Well, isn't that nice? I can make my way to the brewery, it's just around the bend. I don't quite know what your order is, but I'll get it in the end. If I show you all of my love songs, would you take it as a flirt? Some of them are cheesy, yeah, but hey, some of them still hurt. And if you ask me to, I'd tell you anything. How I never broke a bone the first song I tried to sing. And if you ask me honestly, I'd just tell you more, like how I loved my yellow house with the big red door. If I take the bus to your side of town, would you let me in?
That was Joss Riom with Yellow House on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau, your host. Thanks for being here. Welcome to episode number 23. I look forward to bringing you some great music lined up in this hour. Now, Joss was in Canso at Stanfest and just blew the audience away with their soulful and powerful voice, and the guitar work was amazing. We'll be seeing and hearing from this talented artist in the upcoming episodes, I am sure. Now in this hour, I'm going to be playing the viewer's pick of the week. You've been voting on that all week long, and there's been some fierce competition, and I'll be playing the winner of the viewer's pick of the week. That'll be coming up. In this hour, I'm going to be playing lots of great new music from East Coast artists who haven't appeared yet on East Coast Hour. We have quite a number of brand new East Coast entertainers to feature for this week, so stick around and you're not going to want to miss them. There's going to be some music lined up for you from Jason and Gracie McDonald, as well the Name Droppers. They're going to be in. Sasha Brideau, as well music coming up for you from Campbell and Johnston. Richie is going to be in, and as well some music from Alan Syliboy and the Thundermakers, along with others. So stay tuned. Great lineup of artists that have not appeared yet here on East Coast Hour. Speaking of Campbell and Johnston, I'm going to be checking in with Christine and Blake. They're going to be our showcase during this hour, so stay tuned for that. Let's continue right along now with an artist who currently resides in Port Hawkesbury. It's Willie Stratton with Chasing Rabbits, featuring Ashley McIsaac on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
Well, the springtime's come, all the hares on the run, as the boys chase them over the hill. As I sit and I stare, smell the sparkling spring air, and I think of the old times and you. How I wish I could lay in your arms far away. Maybe I'm just a game you outgrew. I'm still chasing rabbits, trying to break these old habits, trying to fall for somebody new. Well, the seasons they change, other things stay the same, like a stone unaffected by time. Put wind in your sails, I'm still chasing my tail. Am I only what you left behind? Are there traces of me tied like invisible strings? Will I always be tangled in you? I'm still chasing rabbits, trying to break these old habits, trying to fall for somebody new. So wherever you roam, wherever you call your home, I hope you find another love just as true. 'Cause I'm still chasing rabbits, trying to break these old habits, trying to fall for somebody new. I'm still chasing rabbits, trying to break these old habits, trying to fall for somebody new.
That was Willie Stratton with Ashley McIsaac and Chasing Rabbits on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. Well, there's some events that are coming up for you that I think you should know about. The Blacktop Ball is happening. That's August 9th and 10th in Ponds, Nova Scotia. Some great artists are all lined up for you. The Stanfields are going to be performing both evenings. As well lined up is Shiretown, the Town Heroes, Nathan Trentleman, as well Them Barons, Our Father's Fools, Stone Brother. So there's some great lineup of events and activities that are all lined up for the weekend, but some great performances, some great artists. Just go to Google and search out the Blacktop Ball. You can find information about how to go about getting your tickets. The Small of My Heart concert series is happening. There's a songwriter circle taking place on August the 28th in Pictou. It's taking place at the Marquee Main Stage Tent, which is happening at 7:30 p.m. on that evening. So check that one out. Performing is Lisa McIsaac, Mo Kenny, and Christina Martin. Christina was one of the recent performers at Granville Green. Also, a peak summer dance party is happening, put on by Rich O'Coin and DJ T. Woo. It's happening at the Shore Club, taking place on August the 23rd, $20 admission. Nova Scotia has a brand new Stampede. It's the Nova Scotia Stampede, taking place September 26th through the 29th, with some great performances lined up. On Thursday the 26th, you're going to hear from Natalie McMaster and Danelle Leahy, as well Heather Rankin, Matt Minglewood, George Canyon. That's a great lineup in itself, but all in one evening. Also on the 27th, it's going to be the Roadhammers, as well as Jess Moskaluk. On the 28th of September, the Stanfields with Shani Gannock, and as well Tim Cochran with Campbell and Johnston will be performing on the 29th. If you're looking about how to go about getting some tickets, check out ticketpro.ca. Michelle Ryder has an event that's going on, taking place August the 10th. It's the Michelle Ryder and Side Hustle Come Out and Play with the Band for Michelle's birthday show. Again, happening on the 10th of August, running from 8 p.m. till midnight. Tickets are $10 each. You can get them at montes.eventbrite.ca. Great lineup of performers. So check out Michelle Ryder and Side Hustle. Now, let's take a look at the Viewers' Pick of the Week. All week long, you've been voting for 5 different videos, which you possibly would like to see during this hour. And it was some fierce competition all week long. It struggled back and forth, at least between a couple of the videos. But this week's Video Pick of the Week, from you, it's Dawson LeBlanc with Yearnin' for You on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
Well, coffee in my hotel, and it's yours at home. As long as we use water, it always made you strong. Strong enough to go without your loving for too long. Damn, listen. You made this boy promise that you would break his heart. You and broken it, babe. Reckon that's the start. Start of my regret. The end of my whole life. Oh, I could kiss you. I love you like I always watch my daddy and my mom. Yes, because you always make me feel the way I want. And I don't, I'm not with you. Know that I'll be home in a day or two. And home the fire's burning, 'cause baby I'm yearning for you. Well, it's the half of the day, that's way too damn much time. Try for my mind to see the light, but I was blind. Since I met you, baby, my vision is just fine. Drop the nickel on the pavement, took 2 steps to find a dime. And I love you like I always watch my daddy and my mom. What's the way always? The way I want. Know that I'll be home in a day or two. Keep And I love like I always was my daddy and my mom. Miss you 'cause you always make me feel the way I want. And I don't, I'm not with you. You know that I'll be home in a day or two. And I could try to go without you, but you know that I'd be lying if I said I didn't love you. Waiting upon me at night, and I've been waiting just the same. To rekindle that old flame in a day or two. Keep them home fires burning, 'cause baby I'm yearning for you. Them home fires burning, 'cause baby I'm yearning for you.
That was Dawson LeBlanc with Yearnin' For You on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. Now, Dawson shocked many of us at a recent fundraiser with this tune. Many in attendance knew him as a teenager singing in some local events, but his matured voice left the audience in awe, and therefore, many people voted for him in this week's Viewers' Pick of the Week. Now, if you're looking for next week's Viewers' Pick, go down to the description section below, and you can find the link there to vote for next week's video that is chosen by you. 5 new artists that you can pick from. So head on down to the description section and vote for next week's Viewers' Pick of the Week. Now, East Coast Hour is into week number 23. It's hard to believe how time has passed from a conceptual idea to this growing platform that we have now. It's come so far. Thank you for tuning in each week. Share the channel with your friends. Invite them to watch the videos as well. That's what we need. We need people to watch. Coming up for you in a few moments, it's a video premiere of a gentleman and his daughter out of Richmond County. Jason and Gracie McDonald are up next.
But Adam Baldwin here from the Canso Causeway. We're currently awaiting a cargo ship to pass through the causeway. I figure it's a good a time as any to remind everybody that August 10th, 2024, I'll be performing Rock the Fiddle on the city waterfront with my dear bud Dave Sampson and Elise Aaron. Get your tickies. Let's have a good time for a change up in Sydney, huh? See y'all soon. Bye now.
I've been walking down the road to see if I could find summers in the country that I left so far behind. Passing by an old junkyard, I saw a rusted heap long ago look like the shiny Ford my daddy used to drive. Passing by a quiet stream, I tossed a pebble in and watched the ripples spreading out just like my childhood friends until they're gone. Bending for the take a sip, I see myself and find the man that's looking back at me has left his child behind and moved along. On the road, a shiny Cadillac goes screaming by. longer that I'm walking down this road, it seems the farther that I get. And I can't turn around, for me there's no way back to my summers in the country as a boy. My summers in the country, my summers in the country, summers in the country as a boy.
That was Jason and Gracie McDonald with a video premiere of Summers in the Country on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. Summers in the Country is a song that was written by Arnold Sampson along with Jason. They wrote that song together. Now, after Arnold passed away, his wife Laurie gave Jason a folder that had all of Arnold's original music and material in it that he could use. And Jason got together with his daughter and recorded that specifically here for East Coast Hour. You're going to find it up on Jason's YouTube site shortly, but you can always find it here on episode number 23. Arnold was also a former bandmate of Jason's. Now, Jason's daughter Gracie learned that song on Thursday and performed it with Jason on Thursday. Good on you, Gracie. East Coast artist, share your videos with me. Get yourself on the show itself. You can email me, eastcoasthour@gmail.com. Now, our next artist has been recording herself at home, performing a number of covers and some original songs. April Martell is from Antigonish. April just appeared on the New Glasgow Jubilee stage on Friday, August 2nd, ahead of big names like the Trews and Trooper. This is April Martell with Still Not Over You on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
I've been waiting here. Time just passes by. Cried so many tears. Spent so many nights just waiting for the day to come, and my heart finally believes you weren't the one. It ain't right to miss you like I do after all this time. I'm still not over you. Still not over you. I've been trying so hard to clear these memories that have filled my heart and brought me to my knees. I just wish that I could let you go, 'cause I'm so damn tired of putting on this show, pretending pretending everything is fine, but the truth is that I feel like I am dying inside. It ain't right to miss you like I do after all this time. I'm still not over you. Still not over you.
It's time to check out this week's East Coast Hour showcase. It's Campbell and Johnston here on East Coast Hour. On this week's East Coast Hour showcase, featuring a band that I really didn't know a whole lot about until recently, and then got to be with them in Port Hawkesbury for Granville Green, and then just got to see them at Stanfest. With me today for a showcase is Campbell and Johnston. It's Christine and Blake. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
So again, I didn't know a whole lot about you. I've done a little bit more research since I've got to hear you first of all perform for the first time in Port Hawkesbury, and I'm in love. Like I just think you guys are amazing. Your vocals, each of you individually as well. Just really, really like your work, and I love your music. So thanks for being here, and we'll chat a little bit more to make sure the viewers learn about Campbell and Johnston.
Thank you.
So
Thank you. That
let's
was way too nice.
talk. So let's talk first of all. You were just in Port Hawkesbury recently for Granville Green performance. Now, unfortunately, the performance had to be moved indoors. Due to the threat of the thunder and lightning, which we got. So good performance though, and really enjoyed it. Is Port Hawkesbury the first time you had been to the area?
I think so. That sounds really bad, but I have been a full-time musician for about 10 years. I'm together for sure, right?
Yeah, first time for us, but I'm pretty sure we've both been there on separate occasions. I know I have. I've played the
I
carriage ghosts a
probably
few
have,
times.
but yeah, it's kind of a blur.
Nice.
You know.
And
after
was
a while.
Stanfest this past weekend, was that your first visit to Stanfest?
Not mine. I was there like 10 years ago or 8 years. Or to be honest, my very first appearance, I think acoustically, might have been at Stanfest, just because Bruce Guthrow saw me jamming backstage, just having fun, and he invited me up for a song, and it was yeah, it was pretty surreal.
Nice.
First time for me, yes.
Yeah, it's it's a great avenue for artists to to be able to perform in front of a great hometown group of people. But it's really becoming international as well. There's a lot of visitors that come to the Canso area, so it's great exposure for the artists.
Super
Were
cool.
you able to take part in any of the evening festivities, the kind of the after hours tent sites and jam sessions?
Not this time.
In spirit, we were there, but no.
When I first went there, I went twice years back. One time for fun, and I think that's when Bruce had me up, and then the next time they had me do a couple of the workshops. And so then I remember just like the late night was like where the real magic was, because you could just put a guitar anywhere. It could be like nobody would be around for miles, and as soon as you would play a note, there'd be a stand-up bass and a violinist and some backup singers, and it was so cool. But this time we've just been steady this summer, like really busy, and we just got back from Ontario the second time, and we had 6 appearances, and they were all very evenly distributed throughout from morning till morning.
Oh, wow.
So it was just like between that and just kind of getting your bearings in between. It was a wonderful weekend, but I was saying I missed that part of it, unfortunately, but hopefully next time.
How is it with the, trying to continue on with your music and getting to different performances and venues, having a little one running around?
I feel like we just got more of a team enough that now it's like the same level of like fatigue as before, or like we're or hurrying and just making it in time and that kind of thing. Because I've been doing this for a while, and I've been a full-time musician for like 10 years now, probably. And it's always kind of like that. Your business grows, and you don't know how you just made it in the nick of time, but it's cool because it actually is starting to come together more. And every day is a little bit chaotic, but I also kind of think that we might be a bit addicted to that.
The
But Blake's
chaos.
got two of them, so how do you do it, Blake?
I mean, it's like yeah, it's difficult at times.
Yeah.
But it's like anything else. I feel like it's probably more difficult for us than it is for him in terms of um he's just growing up getting, like doesn't everybody's parents leave the house at 1 in the afternoon with guitars and amps and not come back until, the next day or 5 days or 10 days later, or and don't doesn't all 4-year-olds just get thrown in the back of the van and have to go hang out at, the Port Hawkesbury Civic Center all day while mom and dad are playing it? Like, for us, it's a little bit more difficult because you're trying to work and you're like, don't touch that, put that down, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But for him, it's kind of like he's having this kind of um, a cool upbringing that was totally removed from anything that I ever had growing up. So that's kind of neat. But
He loves music too, and that's like maybe it's wishful thinking in some ways, but I can kind of validate some of what we do just by seeing how much he likes it and takes to it. And I think maybe just where I didn't really have, you know, a lot of that knowledge whenever I started out in the biz, and I wish I'd had a lot more.
Mhm.
I think maybe we might be able to at least give it like, here you go, here's some access to this and some knowledge, and what instrument do you like? Because we have this whole rehearsal space slash studio and things like that. So to be honest, at this point, I'd say we're still around him more than most parents are,
Right.
because I'm with him all day as I'm kind of like working for the business. But it is like just dropping off a little 4-year-old into your office and then trying to take calls and send up contracts and focus. Um, but it also makes me sing in the shower, and it also kind of brought back my creativity and kind of gave me spirit again, because I felt like I was feeling a little, I don't know, a little bit of a void, a little bit of a frustration phase. I was still dedicated to music, but I just needed a little something. And once we had him, I felt like that changed a lot. So more
Right.
tired, but more grateful at the same
Nice.
time.
Nice. So, Christine, you mentioned about being in the business for about 10 years or so. And so, Halifax based, and I did see PEI raised. Were both of you from
Mhm.
PEI?
no, I'm from about 25 minutes or so outside of Halifax.
Okay.
But Christine and I, oddly enough, even though Christine was living in Nova Scotia, we originally met in PEI. But we both played in hard rock bands, so we just kind of, it's one of those things where we knew who each other was before I think we'd even sort of met. Kind of, oh, that's that other band that's playing on the, that I think there was it was like the Stogies, Stone Mary, and Glory Hound. There was like the three of us
Well, he
that were
opened for
kind of.
us, and I was like, I don't want to follow that. And then he thought I was a jerk. He thought I like snubbed him, which I didn't. I would never snub anybody, although I do tend to have like a one-track mind and be a little shy sometimes. So the resting, jerk face might be part of it, but I didn't snub him.
So,
We're
what kind of
here either way, so I mean,
Yeah.
so what are you currently working on? Do you have anything that you're currently working on? An album you're looking to release? I know
We
you just came
just
out with
released one
one.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just released that like May 31st. So it's pretty
So it's give it time, Chuck. Let that one rest first.
yeah. It's funny that you say that though, because we do have at least this time, I would say, like some songs that didn't make the album that we're still working on and we would like to put on the next. And I was even saying like, if we could just get like that 1 week vacation at a cottage, which we try to do per year. That's usually where we write everything, is if we can just get like a couple days at a cottage every now and then. So trying to do a couple more of those, and we are still kind of writing somehow, actually, because we did have a 2-day cottage period not too long ago.
Mhm.
So in a sense, yes, still actually thinking about the next album. And we haven't totally talked this through, but personally, I'd like to do a little kind of folky, rootsy album after that one, because we have a lot of those songs kind of on, you know, in the queue, but I feel like it's more than enough for the kind of album that the next one's going to be.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of rambling because we're overtired from the weekend, and that's what
No,
I
but I
tend
mean,
to do. But
it does
in
sound like, I
short,
mean,
yes.
you'd be working on trying to promote the current album. And
Mhm.
I mean, but you always have to have something in the back burner. So you have to be continuously writing
Yeah.
and putting stuff together for the next one, the next up and coming album. So it sounds
Well,
like
it's
not
funny
only,
that even with you saying, what are you working on, and like, oh, we just released an album. It's kind of like these days that's kind of everybody's MO. It's like you release something, and I mean, overall, it's probably a year and a half of recording and getting this record. Like, we're not in the position to just let's take 2 or 3 weeks and do nothing but record this. You know what I mean? Like, we're raising kids, we're running a household, and we pay our bills from gigging as well. So it's like we had to spread that over a certain amount of time. But you work all this time, you put this record out, and then in like 3 months, people are like, "So you got anything else coming out?" And you're like, "Well,
And it's
I'm
expensive.
exhausted from recording this album."
We have our own studio here. It's pretty amateurish, but I think it actually did the best job so far of recording. And we recorded everything except for drums here. But it still does add up. This was the first time we didn't try to raise any money from like crowdsourcing. Because I did that the last few times I did an album. Just because of COVID and everything, I just felt like it didn't seem like the right time to like, try to do that. But it's still very expensive even when you got the gear. But like literally even just today, we like just got the vinyl. So it's still in the process of coming, and our album releases haven't actually even happened yet. So September at the Carlton, we've got 2 album release shows, September 20th and 21st. I think one is almost sold out, and the second one is selling well. We'll probably have a full band there, maybe some horns as well, although we haven't quite got there yet. And some openers. We're gonna have R.I.T.C.H.I.E one day from Cape Breton, and Cameron Nickerson, who's kind of a friend and well, like not necessarily a protege, but you've produced a couple of his albums and written with them. Um, so yeah, we got that in the works, and then PEI, where my hometown is, we're gonna have an album release there at the Trailside October
5th.
5th. Yeah, 5th.
I'm looking at your tour dates as you speak.
Mhm.
So that's
But lots
great.
of cool
Yeah.
stuff coming up till then.
Yeah, so not only a busy summer that you've been having, but even leading into the fall, still a number of events that are coming up for you. So congratulations. I mean, it sounds like you're doing very well for yourselves. People are. I think your name is definitely getting out there. For those of us who hadn't heard of you before, and it's great to see a couple get together and be able to take that passion that they have for music and be able to put that into something that's a business really for them. And that's what it's all about is, trying to enjoy what you're doing, but you need to make a little bit of money off of it as well at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of had that epiphany at a certain point in my life where I changed from my degree in school and everything as soon as I finished it, actually. And then I decided just to dedicate, I just wanted to play music, and then eventually it started paying the bills. But I do feel like Blake and I together, it's the first time that we are kind of chiseling out our sound together in a different way. And I feel like this is a second album of what we've done together. But we're just kind of scratching the surface, even though we're both very proud of the latest album.
Yeah, and some good recognitions from the work you've done too. I mean, some nominations, some awards. So it's always nice to get those accolades for the work to I guess validate what you're doing. So congratulations to
Yeah,
you
we
on
got
those.
some charting and stuff, so some placement in shows and movies, and I feel like just slowly, like Bob Dylan says, build a ladder to the stars and climb on every rung. Like each step is very important. So
Yeah.
trying to remember that.
For sure. Now we're going to feature one of your videos, and off the top, you and we were just kind of chatting before we went to air here, and we're saying I'm going to let you pick, which video that you want to be able to show the viewers. So it's you're on. Which video of yours do you want to share?
We might as well start with Righteous. The live version that we have doesn't have the horns that were recorded in the album, and also the congas. So sometimes when we do live shows, like we did at the Scotiabank, we had the whole 8-piece bands do that. We might have a whole 8-piece band at the Carlton as well. But it was still a pretty cool version, I think, with just our 5-piece band. Yeah, and it's one of my favorite songs.
Nice. So I mean that might entice someone if they're saying there's no There's some instruments that are missing out of this one. That might
You
entice
got
people to
it.
go on to check out the actual song on the album.
Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you like to stream your music, go check it out.
That's great.
And you can get the vinyl, which we just got today.
Perfect. Christine and Blake, thank you so much for joining me and for being a part of East Coast Hour. You're now part of the East Coast Hour family. So thank you very much.
Right on. Thank
I'm
you.
going to let you actually introduce your video.
We're Campbell and Johnston. This is our live video performance of our tune Righteous, and
this is an East Coast Hour with Chuck.
Little too righteous, righteous, righteous for one person to be. Little righteous, righteous, oh, oh, for me. Little too righteous, righteous, righteous for one person to be. Little righteous, righteous, oh, oh, for me. Slow down, man, on taking a stand. Why don't you take it from me instead? You keep pointing your finger every which way, you ain't never gonna get ahead. You keep pointing it at the people you said don't do all like you do. But no matter what direction you're pointing it at, you got 3 pointing back at you. Little righteous, righteous, righteous for one person to be. Little righteous, righteous, oh, oh, for me. Take it to the bridge. Fathers and mothers, sisters and brothers, old friends and ex-lovers, all you fair weather mother. Just a little too righteous, righteous, righteous for one person to be. Little righteous, righteous, oh, oh, for me. Fathers and mothers, sisters and brothers, old friends and ex-lovers, and all you fair weather mother. Just a little too righteous, righteous, righteous for one person to be. Little righteous, righteous, oh, oh, for me. Little righteous, righteous, righteous for one person to be. Little righteous, righteous, oh, oh, for me. Little righteous, righteous, oh, oh, for me. Little righteous, righteous, for me. Thank you.
Nova Scotia Summerfest, presented by East Coast Credit Union, is back.
August 15th, 17th in Antigonish, featuring
Kim Mitchell, Joel Plasky Emergency, Honeymoon Suite,
Beyond Dreams,
Elise Aaron,
the East Pointers. Tickets available at nsummerfest.ca.
We are the cast of School of Rock from Antigonish. We will see you at Nova Scotia Summerfest 2024.
Brother says give him a call. He's got some bad, bad news. I fell right down to the floor and I heard it was you. Everyone will have their time. Lord knows I'll have mine. But 27 years his eyes. But how do you lose someone when you never got to say goodbye? A small town hit so hard, shaking to its bones. Everything's so different now. You're not there when we go home. Don't take that light away. Don't take that light away. Don't take that light away. Let it shine. We all been missing you. Don't know just what to do. But one thing I can swear is true. We will never let your light leave the room. Don't take that light away. Don't take that light away. Don't take that light away. Let it shine. Don't take that light away. Don't take that light away. Don't take that light away. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it
That was Sasha Brideau and Don't on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. That song was written for an old friend of Sasha's, Stuart Stevens, who passed away a few years back. Now, Stuart had a tendency to light up a room, hence, don't take that light away. He was a kind guy that everyone knew and everyone loved, including a few members of the Homewreckers, that was the band on that recording. Sasha wrote the song the day after his funeral, and they shaped it into what it is now with the band. And it was finally recorded at the NSCC campus in Dartmouth at Ivany last year. Last week, I introduced to you a feature that we're looking to extend our East Coast coverage into the eastern seaboard of the United States, to cover the entire North American eastern seaboard, all the way from Newfoundland, Labrador, right down to Florida. And last week we introduced a group, Maze on the Beat, out of the U.S., out of Pennsylvania. This week we're featuring a brand new East Coast Hour USA artist. Here is the Name Droppers. Can't Take It With You on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
can I help you?
Hi, we're here for the rehearsal space.
What is the name of your band?
Name Droppers.
Oh, whatever. All right, you guys are all set. You got a full back line, one sound engineer, 2 hours.
All right, come on, let's go. Let's go. Yo, that'll be $500. How much? $500. Come on, let's go. Hold on a second. $500. Damn. $500. Can't take it with you.
You've been slaving every night until the dawn. You've been saving up, don't say too long. You can't take it with you, can't take it with you when you're gone. Don't you cry when your money's all wrong. I can't take this shit. When you die, you'll only pass them along. You can't take it with you, can't take it with you when you're gone. Thinking one day you know you'll pass on. You've been wishing that your door lasts as long. You can't take it with you, can't take it with you when you're gone. You can't take it with you, can't take it with you when you're gone. Can't take it with you when you're gone.
That was the Name Droppers and Can't Take It With You, our East Coast Hour USA feature for this week. The Name Droppers were the winner of the 2023 Blues Act of the Year in the New England Music Awards. Rafe Klein, Bobby T. Torello, Scott Spray, and Ron Rifkin are the people who make up the group. Their 2023 album, Blue Diamonds, debuted at number 3 on the Roots Music Report album chart for blues and rock, and they remained on the chart till the end of 2023 and into 2024. Now, they released their Starshine album here in June, just past June. Just do a Google search for them. They're called The Name Droppers here on East Coast Hour. We're going to try to continue this feature of East Coast music from the U.S. Share your videos with me at eastcoasthour@gmail.com. Now, our next video is the most recent release from this East Coast artist. Chris Richie was born in Nova Scotia but spent many of his formative years in Toronto. Now, in the early 2000s, he started performing live regularly. Now, at the time, Toronto was home to many legendary music venues, and the music scene was thriving. Now, he was working behind the scenes as a roadie and a stage manager, and that gave him insight that he knew what needed to take his career into the next level. Now, he blended his influences from his father's 60s record collection. Richie's music is a mixture of Beatles-esque pop melodies, some 70s piano rock, and the straight-ahead 90s guitar-driven grunge rock with a nod to the British musical influences in the same era. Here is Richie with Naya's Song on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
cold and gray. And I miss you every day. I miss you every day. Since you've gone, yeah, you've gone, my soul's astray. And I miss you every day. Mother of that mom, you will find your peace. See how they fall, all these tears out of me. Mother of that mom, you will find your peace. Out of me. I miss you every day. And I miss you every day. Oh, yeah.
That was Richie with Naya's song on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. Now, that song was recorded on location at the 35th Annual East Coast Music Awards during the Shoebox Studios hotel session, which took place at the Hotel Halifax. Now, our next video comes to us from a band out of Millbrook, First Nation, Nova Scotia, from the album called Marks on the Ground, and this group recently performed at Stanfest 2024. Here's Alan Syliboy and Thundermakers. Mother Earth's Warning on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
Way higher, way higher, way higher, hey. 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 Hear the thunder in the distance, it comes. See the people with their children, see them run. And the ozone we're destroying, feel the heat. Can't you feel the earth move, need your feet? The Mother Earth telling us she's headed should be thinking of. Do we heed the warnings, or do we keep destroying? Are we gonna help our mother to survive? Do we heed the warnings, or do we keep destroying? Are we gonna help our mother to survive? The heartbeat of Mother Earth. And if we, the children, caretakers of our mother, keepers of the earth, wind, rain, and fire, don't listen to the pleas of our mother, the heartbeat may soon stop.
That was Alan Syliboy and the Thundermakers with Mother Earth's Warning on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. Now, the band's Marks on the Ground album is available now on their Bandcamp site, and pre-orders for the vinyls are going to be available soon. Well, that's a wrap for this week. Hopefully you enjoyed the show, and a lot of great East Coast music that was brand new to East Coast Hour were on this episode. So thanks to those artists for coming forward and allowing us to share your music and your videos. Hope you have a great week, and I always love to hear from you. Don't forget to email if you have an artist or you know of someone you'd love to have on the show, or if you are that artist and you'd love to get here, eastcoasthour@gmail.com. Don't forget to vote for this week's Viewers Pick of the Week, and have a great one. Let's wrap it all up now with Shiretown and My Hometown on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
Under the light of the stars and the moon, I've gone to sleep in that warm August dew. The sweetest dreams come from lying on the ground here in my hometown. That salty wind can come licking at your face, stinging my eyes with tears, but I don't look away. There's nothing like the sight of white caps crashing down here in my hometown. Yeah, here in my hometown. Everyone I've ever known in my hometown is moving on. Our way of life's been all but shelved, or at least it's hard to find as the town itself. My brother says that I'm too young to move back home, but I can't keep pace with city buses and lights and horns. There is no peace like the one to be found here in my hometown. Yeah, here in my hometown. hotel. Yeah, here in my hometown. Yeah, here in my hotel.